An abandoned drugstore? Oh no! Where will the residents of the creature feature, the snow creature feature, get their drugs? Well, who knows? It's gone. It's vanished. Greetings and welcome back to more Cities Skylines and the snow-filled realm of Snowfall. Oh yes, that's right. It is snowy here and, well, things have been going, let's face it, they've been going pretty terribly. We built up this little housing area here which looks really cutely like a little creature with its legs and its head, and it's fantastic, let's face it. And yes, I could have done this in paint, thank you very much Fallen X, but no, it's much better in City Skylines because in paint your drawings don't come alive with little wizarding folk running about and driving cars and all sorts of other wonderful things like that. So of course that makes it vastly better. Anyway, the point is I spent all of my money. I tried to build some elaborate labyrinth of industry over here somewhere. I wound up in debt. Losing money hard, which is actually quite a danger in Snowfall, it has to be said, because you use much more electricity than in the standard game, because people have to heat their houses and things like that. So yes, I know I'm still failing to provide electricity for my little residents here, the residents of the Two Humps creature residential town slash village slash district, whatever it winds up being. So we need to get on that. We need to build up some more stuff. Look, there's garbage piling up. We haven't got any services. We already had to be bailed out by the hobo wizard, who, of course, because of his vast garbage dumping empire in the wonderful wizarding city of Wizardtopia, owns now all of the financial institutions of the world. But let's not worry about that right now. Right now we need to expand, and that means building possibly the Labyrinth of Industry, or at least the power station for the Labyrinth of Industry. And I was going to build it here, but you know, it's kind of yellow, isn't it? It's got a very yellowy, yellow-orange type snow. And I was told to beware the yellow snow when I was a kid, I seem to recall. Beware the yellow snow, I was told. Do not eat it, for it could be bad for you. And in this instance, it's kind of true in the sense that the yellow snow here is yellow because it marks a fertile zone. So we don't want to build our Labyrinth of Industry on a fertile zone because we want to put farms on a fertile zone. Because even in frozen hell, you still want to have farms and things in these regions. So that's what I'm going to do. But even if you look kind of at the less yellow areas of snow, it's still a bit dubious, is it not? It's still a tad on the yellow side. Now, we have had a few sewage issues, to be fair, in our burgeoning city here, but I don't think we've had it on quite the scale necessary to turn the entire world to this particular shade of snow. So perhaps it's the hobo wizard and part of his nefarious curse that he has been using to drive us into his financial debt. But no, sadly, it's just because I'm incompetent, and at some point in the past I set a color correction override in the options to temperate, which of course this is not, so it is my own magic that has failed me. Fortunately, it's easy to fix. I shall lift the nefarious evil enchantment that has shaded the world a dubious color, and look at that, it's so much more pristine, it's so much more beautiful and clean and crisp. I would have no concerns whatsoever frolicking in this snowscape. It is truly much more appealing, although obviously those fertile zones are still a little bit on the dubious side. But of course we are going to have to build farms there, so some people, or at least animals, will have to frolic there, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Speaking of bridges, I think it's time that we started constructing things, because this video has been going on for at least 3 or 4 minutes now, and I haven't built anything. So let's actually build a road, and I'm going to put the Labyrinth of Industry just across the highway there, and I think I'm just going to start with a coal power plant, because the big thing, the big issue we have is maintaining enough power. And as much as wind spirits are cool, sometimes you just have to resort to the raw power that comes from fire. So a coal power station is what we need for its high energy output, and the fact that it can chase away the cold, the frost spirits of this zone, and hopefully keep our wizards nice and warm and stuff. We'll have a little wizarding road crossing over, of course. We can't afford to get really extravagant with wizarding roads at this point, but we can at least have a little bit of one. And then I'm not going to actually build out the Labyrinth of Industry. I think what we'll do is we'll just have this come down and we'll just do like a nice long straight road to where the center of the labyrinth will ultimately be. We're going to put it just on this. There's a very slight ridge. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to put it just on this slight ridge right there. Obviously, this is the most efficient way to begin a City Skylines game is to put your power station miles away from everything, because you have some kind of crazy plan about making it to exist in the center of some kind of labyrinth of industry. All right, let's follow the road. Does that actually connect up? We'll also need water. Obviously, we need to pipe water to the power station, because even wizarding power stations, in all of their awesome wizardiness, still rely on the very, very simple and straightforward principle. Shall I go like this in case we decide we want to build some industry along this road? Very, very simple, straightforward, and basic principle of heat up water until it boils and then use the steam to drive turbines. That's basically how all of our power generation works. It's a pretty old-fashioned kind of an idea. All of these people, all of these industries need either people or somewhere to put their waste. Well, alright, fine. We did take the bailout from the Hobo Wizard, so I guess we're going to need to build his garbage-dumping empire. Should that be in the labyrinth of industry? It probably should, you know. It probably should. Where have we got here? Garbage dump. Let's do that. Let's put... I can't put it on the other side because I built my things all the way along it. So the entrance to the labyrinth of industry can take you directly past the first dump. And oh look, it's all snowy and nice. Who would have thought that it was full of garbage and that the hobo had his foothold? The hobo obviously will want a house to live in. So we'll give him a house right next to his dump to live in, because, you know, otherwise he'll get upset. If he has to live with other wizards, he will get very, very upset. And you don't want to live next door to an upset hobo wizard. You really don't. Okay, this is all good. We also are going to need to clear the roads of the snow, and in order to do that we are going to need to build a snow dump. So let's do that. We'll have a little offshoot over here of this kind of industrial region. Have a little offshoot that just comes up like this, and we'll just put our snow dumps in here for now. Snow dump, snow dumpier. Should we get rid of that there? Is that fine? Yeah. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's fine. It's fine. It works. But it's, yeah, it might need to be fixed at some point. Interestingly, the snow dump actually requires water. I suppose that would be for cups of tea and cups of coffee to keep you warm, to keep the snow dump operators warm. Apparently, the way that it works is they like go and they plow the snow and they pile it up here in the snow dump, and then they melt it, presumably using wizarding magic. And what happens to all the water, I don't know. Maybe there's just like big sheets of ice everywhere outside of here. Or maybe it goes, maybe that's why they need water connected, because it goes into the water pipes. Maybe that is what happens. Maybe this thing provides water. Snowplows in use. It's full. Open the budget panel. Relocate the building. Snow dump houses snowplows that keep streets clear of snow. Stored snow melts away, but does it melt away into the water system? Otherwise, that would be very inefficient, and we don't like inefficiency here. Good. All right. So we're kind of, you know, 10 minutes or so in, and all we've done is build this power station miles from anywhere, and a snow dump and a regular dump for the Hobo Wizard. Good. Has the Hobo Wizard got a house? He does. He's actually got quite a nice house. Look, that's a pretty posh house for the Hobo Wizard to live in. The Hobo Habitat. There we go. It's the Hobo Habitat, obviously. How is the building doing? Good question. Don't care. Good. There's the Hobo Habitat. At some point he'll be wanting child's play parks and things, because he is that way inclined, but we shall resist as long as we can. Now, we kind of need more residential and stuff, so I think what we'll do is we'll fill in the interior of our little snow creature thing here, our snow creature feature, in the landscape, because I want to kind of keep this as a little self-contained town, and then we'll maybe put other stuff elsewhere. Yes, we've got lots of new services that we haven't begun using yet, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's go with like a sort of just little neck here, like this, to separate out the head. We can actually put what we got here. We can put some of the services. We can't afford the services, and we're now losing money again. Quick, whilst we've still got money, we need to build a road. I've run out of money. I can't build roads anymore. Alright, fine. Let's let's just get some residential in here. We can always get rid of it later. We can always get rid of it later if we decide we don't like where it is. But right now, we need to get some residents in to begin the process of making some money so that we don't have to take another bailout from the Hobo Wizard, because that would both be terribly, terribly embarrassing and rather shocking. Why are there bits over here that can be filled in? Look, will anybody actually develop over here? Just out for no reason in the middle of the forest? It's kind of miles away from the actual road, but it seems to think that that is somewhere that they can build. So we'll set it and see what happens. Let's go like that. That's all good, usable stuff right there. We do have some abandoned buildings, so we'll just delete those and we'll get new people, because obviously it's always more efficient if you have a vacant building to demolish it to the ground and hope that someone will come along and build something new there, rather than just getting someone to, you know, buy the building and maybe do a little bit of renovation work. You know, they don't have to do a lot, just a little bit. But no, fortunately, because we're wizards, of course, we can simply magically destroy buildings instantly and then rebuild them. What is this? An abandoned drugstore? Oh no! Where will the residents of the creature feature, the snow creature feature, get their drugs? Well, who knows? It's gone. It's vanished. The magic of the mayor has destroyed it and taken it from this world once and for all. And hopefully that'll solve our money problems. See what happened? I don't know if you noticed, but what happened is, I'm just going to pause it here. We built loads of expensive stuff, and then we didn't expand our infrastructure to be able to bring our pay in quickly enough because I was too busy yabbering on about nonsense. Right, fine. You know what? We can take a loan, can't we? Didn't we unlock? We unlocked a loan. We're going to take a loan. We've already been bailed out by the Hobo Wizard. Now we're going to take a loan from the Silver Sunset Bank, a subsidiary, presumably, of Hobo Financial Industries, and we're going to use that to build like crazy so that we can actually get some income going, some good income, hopefully. Right, let's go with down in the middle here to the end. We are going to want a school, obviously, so that can go. Let's put the school there. That's where the school's going to go. We don't have enough money for a medical clinic, so that's fine. We'll build a medical clinic at some point later on. What we might do is build like a little housing estate here for the snow dump, just to service that. So let's do that. We'll have just like a little road coming off. Like that. Save the trees! Save them! They're far more important than, you know, the fact that my city is losing money. Good! Good, that is good. That's another little region. We want a bit more commercial as well, so what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of commercial up along here. People drive past on the way to work and things. Over here, the creature feature is kind of spewing out a bit of commercial as well. Where does our it goes a bit further than that. One thing we do need to keep an eye on, of course, is our electricity, but we're making masses here. Look, we've got 54 megawatt production and only 20 megawatt use, and that's at minus 23. Oh, minus 23. It's Baltic. All right, fine. There we go. That hopefully will be enough. Did I fill in? I didn't even fill in all the stuff in here. Look. All right, let's speed things along, and hopefully this demand will get taken up, and we will not fall back into a negative balance, because that would just be so embarrassing. It would be so embarrassing. Minus 700. Let's have a look at our budget panel. Okay, we're making nearly 2,000. We're spending nearly 2,600, but there is a loan repayment in there, right? Where's the loan repayments? Weekly loan expenses, 403, you see. So actually, without the loan, we would now already be in profit. So once we pay the loan off, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The sun is coming up. The sun is coming up over the wizarding peoples of the snow-filled landscape. What are we going to call this place? Well, there have been a few suggestions already. One that I quite liked from the old gaming geezer was Snowmenomicon, which is a great name, if a little bit of a mouthful. I'm not sure if I could continually say, welcome to the wonderful wizarding city of Snowminomicon every time. It might get a bit much, it might be a bit tricky. But look, we are now a worthy village, which means we have access to a second loan should we need it, and a few other bits and pieces. And also we'll get a cash lump sum, plus we've got a firehouse and a police station. All good stuff. All good stuff. Should we put some healthcare in? Medical clinic, look. We'll put a medical clinic in. We'll put it in... I'd quite like it in the head. It sounds like the right sort of thing to do, that you would go to the head for some medical treatment. We could... Like that. There we go. And then the medical clinic can go in there. Ta-da! Oh, look how happy everyone has become all of a sudden because they have a medical clinic, which is kind of like the brain. Probably should be down here, shouldn't it? In like the heart. The heart of a town is its medical clinic. I'm not sure about that, but that's what has been alluded to. How's our other little district coming along? It's coming along quite nicely. What other names were suggested? Well, Hobotopia, of course, was suggested, and we are now severely in, you know, debt to the Hobo Wizard. So Hobotopia, maybe, I don't know, or maybe something else. I am yet undecided. So if you have further suggestions, please do let me know. Also, it was pointed out that Blizzard Wizards may well live here. They may well indeed. And in fact, we have had a few Blizzards already, which could be a facet of the Hobo Wizard using his Saruman-ish magic to try and bring down the mountain, or at least cause us to get all cold and a bit chilly and things. Fire department, police department. I mean, fires just kind of keep people warm, don't they? We're now making money. I'm somewhat inclined. Open the districts tool to add remove districts. Industrials. Oh, have we got specialization yet? Industry specializations. We can do farming. So we've got this massive, great big kind of fertile area around here. This is going to be our first little farming section. Specialization, farming, there. What I want is to build up little centers that are a little bit distributed from each other. So we'll have kind of like farming here, maybe kind of like a big farm area over here with little subsections. Maybe have another one over here. So we will look at the natural features of the landscape that lend themselves to particular things, and then we'll build in those areas and we'll just go straight to them. I want to have a ski resort as well. There's got to be a ski resort. There's got to be like, we'll make use of all the oh look, is that is inside. Look, we're definitely going to put some sort of ski resort up here on this mountain. That would be fantastic. Hotels and all that good stuff. Anyway, how are we getting on? We're now making 678 wizard bucks a week. We've got 9,700 wizard bucks in the bank. There is a fire, so we should probably think about building a fire station. Healthcare. Fire department. How much do we need? 12,000. Well, we're nearly there. Let's just speed up time until we get to 12,000 wizard bucks, and then we'll build a fire department. A building has burned down. Well, it's too late for these people, but you know, we'll compensate them somehow. Whoever it was who lived there. Where are we going to put the fire department? Should we put this, I guess, like over here, maybe? That's probably a good place. It services a little bit of industry. Then it can service here. It's quite a long way for them to go to get down to our new farming region, which as yet nobody is using. There are some trucks going down there, but that's pretty much it. We could, if we wanted to make life easier for people, we could connect it up with a nice wiggly road. There we go. And this is starting to get dangerously built up for my liking, so we're going to embargo building anything at all in this area, out with sort of like the farms and stuff that are going to pop up around the edge here. Uh-oh! It seems to be rather a lot of crime happening all of a sudden in the Wizarding City. Is this the effect of the hobo? I think this might well be. Look, is it a coincidence that all this crime has popped up just as another Wizarding hobo snowstorm blizzard has been conjured up? I don't think so. A lot of wizards obviously turning to the dark side, becoming evil wizards right here, because, you know, there isn't any police around. There are no wizarding cops, 90210, or whatever the snowy equivalent of that is. So they've all just turned to crime. They've all just completely turned to crime. Well, we'll have to put the fire station on hold in that case. Oh, we can't afford it. We still can't afford it. We actually haven't made any money yet. Disappointingly, we haven't made our 12,000 yet. We must have been losing money at some point. Well, never mind. We'll just have to put up with a few evil wizards, or in fact the entire town turning to evil. These things happen. What can you do? We'll sort it out, but sadly it's probably going to have to wait until next time, because of course we have run out of time this time. I hope you've been enjoying this series. I hope you continue to enjoy it. Obviously hit the like button if you feel so inclined. But until next time, thanks a lot for watching. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.